it's not necessarily that he's just trash. It's just like he doesn't know how to negotiate with her and compromise. She doesn't know how to negotiate with him and let him still be a parent. And so at the
it's the reason they're not together now, right?
Yeah, the reason they're not together now is the reason they can't co-parent.
Right.
You know, like they don't. And that's the thing. Like if we can't work dating, then it's hard for us to work as parents. Not saying that it's and I've never had to co-parent and stuff like that, but I think that's part of it. It's not like either one wants to do this. It's just like, I don't think we're properly trained. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's Three Brothers No Sense. I am Tavares Ferguson, a.k.a. Ferg, joined my co-host, Buff and Razi. Fellas, tell them what's on your minds. And let's start with you, Razi, because we stopped a very interesting conversation. So what's going on with you, sir?
Nothing. I just said that Buff asked me what I was drinking on. I said nothing, but I do have a nice bottle of Menage a Trois sweet red wine downstairs. And so, you know, I'll probably pour me a glass up once I put the kids to bed.
No. That's not. I'm gonna pop open the bottle.
I didn't say no.
You didn't say pop open. You said, because that's what made me like. You said about to pop open this bottle.
No, it's already popped open. I just was gonna pour me a glass of it.
You said pop open. So Razi, you really on your thought?
Because I like wine?
No, that you about to sit there and pop open bottle and drink a Menage a Trois sweet red and do your cuticles.
Hey, man.
Got some of those little things to like keep my toes separated and everything.
Yeah.
What you got, Ferg? Some bourbon over there?
A bullet and ginger.
Okay.
It's been a long week, fellas. So I kind of led you down that road. What are you drinking, Buff?
Actually, I don't have anything. I was late jumping on, so
you never late, bro. Never late.
Yeah, we'll make it work. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So, Razi, I stole your thunder. What's going on with you, bro?
Not a whole lot. I just want to say, because my brother right here might not be able to say it. I want to say F the Senate Republicans, because they voted down the January 9th investigation commission that the Democrats are trying to hold right now. And so that's some bull that they don't even want to look into it. They don't want to figure it out. They keep trying to say that, oh, well, the Justice Department and DOD and they're looking at it, but they don't want to do it. But then they spent like billions of dollars over in Benghazi investigations. But then all of a sudden, when we have a terrorist attack on our capital, that no, we don't want to do any type of hearings on that. Okay, got it. F y'all.
You want to add to that, Ferg, or you?
I concur. I didn't know we were just gonna go in just swinging. We chose violence today, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I'll bring it a softer tone on a better note. Anybody that's looking to like exercise and want to have a little fun with it. I didn't think that it was going to be good. I thought I was wasting my money. But Oliver, every time when the kids, finish the school year, I tell them, what do you want? Go buy something for them. Oliver picked Ring Fit Adventure, which is kind of like a workout video game for the Nintendo Switch. And it actually is really, really fun. So instead of you just having like a personal trainer, it's like levels and you fight monsters and you have to do exercises to do the battle with the monster. And so it's actually really cool. It tracks like your if you're running, if you need to run in the game, you actually have to run in person. So it's kind of like track and field back in the day when you had the on the Nintendo, when you had the trackpad and everything. So it's back down to that where, keeping the kids active at the same time, letting them have some fun. So anybody looking to do that with their kids, go out and get it. I highly recommend it.
Good stuff. I don't think I have anything, man. I'm just, I'm one of the last few boxing fans, man. And it's like a ton of fights between this weekend and the end of August that I'm just really excited about. So if there's like one or two boxing fans out there, you understand where I'm coming from. So I'm just excited. I'm going to try to make a couple of them. Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao were fighting. Spence is one of my favorite fighters. Pacquiao, everybody knows, is like a legend. So hopefully I can make that or a Canelo fight. But I'm just really excited about that, man. Like starting, probably this past weekend started, but it's like every week, and it's not always like that. So that's good because I don't watch that much football. I only watch Miami Heat basketball, and they getting dusted right now.
Man, they got dusted last night. I watched a little bit of the game. Like, ooh.
So boxing is pretty much all I got, man, on the sports front. Although the Olympics is coming up, so that'll be good too. I love seeing women's track and field, and it's probably my favorite Olympic sport because of the skill. You know, they fast.
You know the men run track and field too, right?
Yeah, they do. You know,
their skill level is not up to par.
It's different. They form. What's our coach name?
So that's what I said. The form.
Coach King.
Yeah, Coach King. Remember, Coach King was all about form, man. So you know, the women are more disciplined with their form. Yep.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, I like men's too because I'm gonna be a little sad that Usain Bolt isn't running anymore. That's the one time I wasn't rooting for my country. I'm sorry.
Not gonna lie.
It's go USA, but when Bolt was out there, it's like, all right, I want to be Jamaican.
Them and the bobsled team. Them the only times I go for Jamaica. So, are you excited? I heard they announced Wilder and Fury 3, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to that one. I'm superstitious. I feel like I jinxed my boy Wilder when I went last year. He got pummeled.
Flex.
So that's not a flex. So I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna make sure I watch it and hope that he wins. But Fury is so good, man. He's a great boxer, and we all know Wilder can't box. We just all waiting to see if he's gonna catch you with that right hand, and that's what's exciting about his fights. He can literally lose all 11 and a half rounds, and then that 1 second he catch you.
So long as he don't skip leg day, because I saw that picture with them legs out.
He's so stupid.
Well, I remember you running track, and I don't think I really heard you talk about form that much. I heard you talk about other stuff on track.
It was about form. Yeah, form.
Yeah. Whose form were you appreciating, Byron?
You know, I ran in 9th grade, and I'm 40 years old now, so it's been a long time.
Oh, okay.
I can't recall specifics.
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
Good times. Hey, good times on that track team, though, man. Yeah. You know, I remember we, especially as freshmen, we won like a place in one of the meets, and they like said our names on the intercom. That was pretty cool.
Yep, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna leave it there. So it's been a crazy week for me. Finally started traveling for work again. It was weird just being back out in the streets and traveling and being on planes and being in the airport. So that's going to actually lead me to, we've had a request to bring back The Great Divide.
Yes. I saw that.
So this is for you. Was that Nicholas Ramsey, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas Ramsey, this is for you. So like I said, I've been traveling. And when you're flying, what's kind of the worst situation you find yourself in when you're flying?
Sitting next to someone that smells bad.
That's one of them. Which seats do you pick?
Okay. So, old man, I like to sit in the aisle just in case I have to go up and pee. I don't want to crawl. I don't want to have to climb over nobody. I just want to be able to get up and go. I don't want to have to ask nobody, excuse me. I just want to get up and go. I know Razi sits in first class, so.
Yes, they bring the bathroom to
him. No, but I'm a window guy. I'm a window guy. For kind of that same thing, I don't like people climbing over me. So I always sit on the window because I can just hold it, for the most part.
Okay. So for me, I go aisle the window, and the last thing I want is the middle seat.
Nobody.
So I had a horrible experience, and it made me realize that everybody does not have airplane etiquette. So on my first flight, if you have to ask for a seat extender, you should buy 2 seats. Number one.
You chose violence today.
If you had to ask for a seatbelt extender, you should buy another seat. And if you don't, you can't take up both armrests. Nope. It's not right. Not right.
I mean, isn't their body taking up both armrests?
That's the reason you need to. Bro, when I said I was so uncomfortable sitting next to this young lady, I mean, I was squished beyond. Like, I'm just in it. I'm on a window too, so I'm over. The first time, my first flight, I was in the window. It was a 2-seater. I'm just kind of like, I just couldn't. Her arm had too much weight. Like, usually I've been on where we can share it. You know, it was no sharing, bro. Like, it was all, and I don't even think she tried. It was just, I don't think it was just her arm that was on the rest.
I know. That's what I said. Her body, bro. You sounded like old boy from Why Did I Get Married?
I'm just saying. Secondly, the person in the middle seats gets first dibs on the armrest. That's just what it is. You can't, like, I had to body out this little Hispanic dude on my flight back because I was middle seat and he thought he was in the window and he just thought he was about to get both armrests. He got awakened from several naps, realizing that armrest thing was not about to be just, no, I'm in the middle, sir. If you go read the rule books, I get first dibs. And last, plane etiquette is the way you deboard the plane is in order, seat order. Like, if you're seat number 20D and I'm seat number 19D, you need to wait, sir. You're not about to push me out the aisle and had to body somebody else. I chose violence this week. Like, they caught this little elbow. You know how you kind of elbow and you kind of do that let them know, like, get off of me. Let me get my bag. I took my time getting my bag. And I'm like, dude, you can't just rush. Like, those people that jump up, like, you're in 27 seats. Sit your ass down.
I don't know why that annoys me so bad.
You're not about to get off any sooner. And if a nigga like me is at 26, I'm going to make sure you don't get off before me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No one behind me gets off before.
You're not getting off behind. You're like, no, sir. No. And I'll block. Hey, everybody from row 26 wearing this together. That's why I choose the aisle. Like, I'm the seat captain. Like, I'm gonna make sure everybody on 26, we get off. Mm-hmm. Now 27, your seat captain needs to regulate. So, rules: if you got to use a seat extender, buy another seat. And if you don't, you need to be, especially if you got an aisle, you need to be aware of other people's personal space. Person in the middle gets first dibs on the armrest. And sit your down and wait till I get off. My seat is ahead of yours. And that's all I got. I don't think, hopefully I didn't offend anybody. I was just kind of give some helpful hints to proper airline etiquette.
So it's been a while since your last Great Divide, and I didn't always wholeheartedly agree with them, but I'm with you on this one, bro. I'm with you on this one, man.
Yeah. I need that because I know number one might piss some people off.
Well, yeah. Maybe, I don't know about that part, but the whole making sure people don't get ahead of you when it's time to deplane. I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'll stick my foot out like you may have stood up, but you're gonna stop right there playing. Okay.
Yeah, and don't touch my bag. You know, when people start adjusting, trying to get in the overhead, I've literally seen somebody try to move somebody else's bag, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I want to see how this go down. I wish a nigga would moment.
Yeah.
Like, my little backpack is going to sit right there. Yes, I could put it under my feet. But once again, I was in group 4. You're in group 7. Know your place.
I fly too much for this.
Yes. And with that being said, let's transition on a lighter note. Do you have a joke for us today, Razi?
No, I'm gonna go get Sophie. She has been excited about this today, so hold on one second.
You've been stealing her thunder for the last 3-4 weeks, dog.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today, Miss Sophie?
I'm doing great.
How was school today?
I didn't go.
Are you skipping school?
No.
You playing
it's
hooky?
summer. No. It's summer break.
It's not summer break. Summer doesn't start until next week.
No.
Do you have a note from your teacher?
No.
Can I see a report card to make sure that the school year's over?
My report card's downstairs.
That's a great place for it. Of course it's downstairs, Sophie. I'm not believing you. I think this is a made-up story.
Daddy, I need you to go get my report card.
Oh, no.
My dad said, no.
Well, Sophie, if you say school's out, I guess I believe you. I don't think school. Byron, is Jasmine out of school yet?
Not yet. I think it's like 1 or 2 more weeks.
Told you, Sophie, school's not out yet.
I'm at a school already.
I don't think so. I think you
Yes,
you might need to go to school Tuesday just to make sure, because Monday's a holiday.
No.
I think school's still in. I'm almost positive.
No.
Sky School is.
My teacher made us take everything home.
I don't believe that, Sophie. But
She made us take everything home, and all we had was our Chromebook, and we just played games all day.
if you say so, Sophie. Well, I heard you had a good. I heard you had a good joke for us today.
Okay, I do.
Okay, we're dancing. I'm with it. Shoulder rock. What's our joke?
Okay. Joke. I have a joke.
All righty.
My friend keeps saying, cheer up, man. It could be worse. You could be stuck underground in a hole full of water. I know he means well. They don't get it.
We do get it, Sophie.
I don't.
Well, you don't. Oh, you don't get it. That was
We
pretty
get
good.
it, Sophie. That was a good one. I know he means well. I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. All right. Tell them bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. She's special.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
funny. All righty, fellas. We're back at it. Does anybody want to go first, or is it you want me to start it off?
You started off.
All righty. Okay. All right. We're getting ready for the summer. Everybody's getting their beach body together and taking care of themselves. And, we're trying to be open-minded and stuff. So have you guys ever, got mani-pedis or anything like that?
Never a mani. I do get pedicures though.
Okay. What about you, Razi?
Yeah, same. I don't think I've ever had a manicure.
Okay. No manicure. I've gotten pedis, no manis. And you don't do clear gloss or they buff your nails or anything special or anything like that, right?
Nah.
Okay.
They do make that same joke every time I get a pedicure. You want color on toenails? Every time.
What do they say, Byron?
Nah, you know what? I just thought about it. That might have been. Hey, Razi, can you block that out?
Stay in there. Y'all be making me keep them in. I kept in that Godzilla joke. You keeping this one in.
Damn it.
Oh man, that was hilarious. Well, y'all ain't up on fashion, fellas. Cause Lil Yachty is coming out with his own line of nail paint. So this thing is, my nail paint ain't just for gals. Let's hear it for the boys. So Lil Yachty has come out with this new line of, he's not even called nail polish, nail paint that he's targeting for men. He says it's not just for women anymore. Guys can wear it if they want to express themselves. Go for it. And there's other artists like A$AP Rocky and people that have rocked nail polish in the past. And I know we consider ourselves pretty open-minded. So does that change your stance? You guys going to get these some nail paint for your nails now? And how do you feel about this trend or other trends similar to this where guys are, I guess when I say guys, I guess American men are intermingling fashion that's always, or styles has always been attributed to females, and at least in this country.
Once again, it's another example of the man trying to feminize the black man and tear down and destroy our family structure. See, woke people, we do know how you guys think. No, seriously, man, it's something that's not for me. Let me just say that it's not for me, but I'm not mad at it because I'm hopeful that he at least did some research on this and probably found that there is a segment of men that are into this and are willing to spend money on it. So, and I will say this, I always like rappers that think outside the box when it comes to business ventures, because, you know, like in the early 2000s, all of our rappers try to do a clothing line. Like Outkast had one, Snoop had one for a minute. The successful ones were like Rockaware and I think Sean
Nelly, Apple Bottom.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think he had two. He had Apple Bottom and I think he had Vocal or something like that. So or, you know, they may do the liquor thing or anything like that. So this is outside the box. He may be the first and only rapper that I know of that's doing it. So I'm okay with it. I mean, I've also found this too. I know everybody loves to say, you know, this younger generation, they're, I'll just say it. A lot of guys think that the younger generation is much gayer than our generation was. And what I found, and from what I see, they still are straight men from what I could tell. They just like man purses. They like painted nails. They like, I mean, I know we're not supposed to wear the baggy jeans anymore, but they like skin tight jeans a lot of times. Like they do a lot of things that we call gay back in the day, and their sexuality still may be straight, but they're fashion wise, they're riskier than we are, or they're doing things that I know I would never do, and they're comfortable with it. So I look at stuff like that, like I do with a lot of the young music that I'm not feeling, is that, hey, it's cool. It's not for me. It's not something I'm into, but I get that other people may be.
Yeah, I love that you started down that route of decoupling sexuality with fashion choices and things like that, because that's really what I feel like it is. So I'm along those same lines as you. Not for me, definitely not for me. Lil Yachty came out and was painting his nails. If you ever look at some of the older stuff, he was already painting his nails like that. In other cultures, that's not that crazy. Like, you know, you guys know I love Japan and anime and everything. You go over there, that's kind of par for the course for a lot of their young kids. They've been doing that for years, since like the 80s that I know of, that they've been painting their nails. So it's not like this super out of the box thing. It's just, like you said, for America, it's different. And I like that. I like that they're challenging the status quo and doing what they feel, what they're comfortable, and they just don't give a, you know, and that really is what's cool about Gen Z, is that they really don't care what people think. They're going to do what they want to do and what they're comfortable with, and go for it. And I love that about them. That's how they're making changes in the political landscape and everything else. They really are going for what they know. You know, I made a joke about, you know, they are the new Gen X, but they're actually doing something. Like Gen X was there. They came out when it was, you know, this time of political unrest and everything. It was the lull coming off of it, and they had a chance to make change and they didn't. But Gen Z is coming through and they're like really doing their thing. And so I'm good with it, man. Again, it's not for me. I'm not rocking nail paint, nail polish, whatever you want to call it. But you know, for them, it's all good.
Y'all should buy Cooley something for his birthday. That'll really, you know, I mean,
someone get cussed out.
Some nail paint, huh?
Yeah, he'll be pissed. No, so I agree with you guys. Like, I agree with you, everything you said. My only, not even my problem, is when you were saying Gen Z is they don't care. I think it's a little of the opposite. I feel like they care too much, where it becomes they're doing whatever is popular. So I'm always with being, experimenting with your fashion or your express yourself. But I think, and it's not necessarily a problem. I just always think like, I think as the world becomes smaller because we become more global, people are just replications of the last person. Like if this takes off, this time next year, everybody's going to be wearing nail paint. And it's not because there's nothing wrong with the nail paint. It's just like, man, I feel like everybody is they follow each other too closely. They're so scared of missing the bubble. They're so scared of being the person that doesn't jump on the next trend. And yes, people always follow trends. That's why they're trends. But I think because everybody can see the exact same thing, everybody is the same person. I remember going to college and you can kind of tell where people were from or when they got to college based off of like their style. Like you can tell somebody from DC by the Timbs and the big socks and, the chicks wearing the pair of suits. Like we could tell where people were from. The New Orleans boys had their soldieries. Like you could tell. Now they kind of had their individual fashions and all these niggas from New Orleans dress alike. All these people from Miami with the bright colors and the leather shorts. Now it's like everybody looks alike. And to me, it's going to be the same thing as the lashes and the painted on eyebrows and the what do you call the shits for the heads?
The wigs?
The wigs, all this stuff. I feel like all this just is.
Did you refer to wigs as the shit for the head?
No, I was talking about the bonnets. The bonnets.
Oh, okay.
The bonnets and all that stuff. Like, I feel like last year you wouldn't have liked it, but now that somebody wore it and made it popular, like now you can't live without it. And I just hate that. I think culture is going that way where like people get hooked on. There's no individuality anymore to me.
See, I don't agree with that though. I think there's definitely individuality because there are going to be a lot of people that jump on it, but there are a lot of people that jumped on high top fades and the Gumbies back in the day. We were rocking rat tails at one point because everybody wanted a rat tail. Like there's trends, just like you said, that kind of catch on, and there's trends that don't. And so yes, lashes caught on now. It's a fad. It'll go away at some point.
Will it?
But I hope, I pray lashes go away at some point.
Bro, I saw the longest lashes in the world on a plane yesterday, bro. It was just everything about this young lady made me mad. Her braids were in too long. Her outfit.
She was peacocking, bro. That's the thing. That's what they're doing. They're trying to be more and more over the top so that they can get more and more attention. It's attention seeking at its finest. But what it comes down to, bro, is that's so those trends are going to catch on, but then you still have your subgenres and your subcultures, right? You can still generally tell an up north person from a down south person. You can still tell Miami folks from anybody else. Like they still have their individual styles that go along with it. Like you can see somebody from New York and how they rock their hat and know that, okay, they probably from New York just based off of how they rocking their hat with their Timbs. Like you still see those individualities of the areas along with the big overarching trends that happen. And don't think that it's just because you see it on social media that it is the majority. A lot of folks on social media that aren't posting or whatever don't have that stuff. It's what you see is the people that just want to post it. So again, they're doing it because they're on social media posting it.
I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about walking in the grocery store, airplane, subway, wherever.
Yeah, you'll see one or two people like that, but it draws your attention to those one or two people that have all that stuff, and you ignore the 50 other people that don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you disagree. Yeah, I got it.
We can agree to disagree on that one, but no, I think I'm all for the individuality. For me, I'm all about expressing yourself. Like I'm all about that. Growing up, I always had my own style or whatever the case may be because I was cool expressing myself the way I was. I just get scared that people are not able to express themselves and they're just using somebody else to like, oh, this is what's hot, so I'm just gonna look like Kylie Jenner. I'm gonna look like Nicki Minaj. Like everything that I think we said it before. I think you might have said it's like it's just. I forgot how you said it. I think it was like basically they're the same person. You know, it's just everybody's out here trying to look like the same person.
Yeah.
And that's why
I think both said that. Yeah.
That's why I just don't want the culture to go is where everybody's like, I feel like even if I don't like it, I have to be compelled to do this to fit in. And that's my thing where you feel like you have to do it. Like you got to get the lashes, you got to get the wigs, you got to get the shots, men have to have a certain persona or dress a certain way or wear the Yeezys or like there's people that feel like if they can't fit within the fashion norms, then that's part of the persona. So,
but that's not new though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's new.
I think it's just worse because now social media and things like that make you have to do it. Like you can get away with it now. I mean, in the past. Now, but hey, that's one question I don't want to harp on. I just want to Lil Yachty, do your thing, make your money. Hopefully you become a billionaire off of it because I'll never stop a young black man from making his money. I don't care what the fashion trend is. It's not for me. And keep it rocking.
So this might be like a slight transition, only because I think at the top of your question you was like, we tend to think outside the box. So now I know Razi for the longest has pretty much said that he doesn't believe in. I don't want to misquote you, so correct me, Razi, but you don't really believe in like gender roles, like anything a man can do, a woman can do. And I know a lot of ladies agree with that, and they feel like anything a man can do, a woman can do. You know, everything should be equal, except when it comes to proposing. I think I got this. I always want to give credit where credit's due. I believe I saw this post, and with all due respect, so shout out to them. But there was a post that had a young lady proposing to her dude on the beach, and the women listen. Women say they can lift heavy things. They can be just as great plumbers, mechanics, anything a man can do, a woman can do. But when it came to this and a woman getting down on her knee, I saw comments like, I would rather drink the ocean through a straw. I'd rather count every seashell on the beach before I do something like that. So, ladies, is that like of all the things, is that the one thing that you guys are going to hold on to? But I wanted to ask you, especially you, Razi, because I know how big you are on this. Is that like the one gender thing that you don't want to see change? Or do you envision as time progresses that more and more women are going to start doing it to where it becomes the norm that when someone says we're engaged, you don't automatically assume the man is the one that proposed. It could be the woman a lot of times. Is that something you see? Is that something you like? You okay with that? Or do you like the traditional man get down on one knee?
Go ahead and be
There's
sexist.
a lot to unpack.
Go ahead and be sexist, Razi. Come on.
No. So, first of all, the women that said that, they're hypocrites. Let's call it out for what it is.
Okay.
They're definitely hypocrites because, like you said, that they first thing they say is, I can do everything, anything a man can do, I can do, yada yada yada. But then again, there are women that won't ask a guy out, won't go for won't pay for a date, don't want to go half on bills. Like there's things that they want to hold on to the old ways, but at the same time say, nope, I want equality. It's like you got to get it's a package deal. You can't pick and choose out of that. You can't be mad. What did I say? When you got the right to vote, you got the right, all that other stuff. Like that's really what it comes down to. So I don't see a problem with it. I don't think it's one of the things that I'm going to be like, yeah, Sophie, you should get down on your one knee and propose, or Haley, you propose to your guy or whatever. But at the same time, I'm not a big traditionalist when it comes down to, I drugged Jen and slid a ring on her finger while she was asleep. Like, so,
I remember that story. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, but it's funny. I saw a Facebook post that somebody did that and he got a whole bunch of, oh, that's so sweet, yada, 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 when they did it. So, don't judge me because I tried to do something non-traditional, but I'm not a traditionalist. So that's the thing. It's like, if Sophie or Haley decided that they wanted to propose to the guy, they've been dating or whatever, and they wanted to be like, yo, I want to propose to him. I want to go ahead and make this thing happen. I'd probably question it, but at the same time, I'd let them do it and still support them and their decision and everything else. So
what do you mean let them do it?
I mean, yeah, like not push back. Like, of course, it's not my call anyway, whether they can do it or not. But I'm not going to push back on it. I'm going to question it and be like, you sure that's what you want to do? But if that's what they want to do, then cool. That's what they want to do. They want to propose. They want to propose. Oh, well. But because I think too often, I've said this to plenty of women before, they miss out on their man because they won't shoot their shot. Like, and it's that same thing of, that dude, if y'all in that situation and that dude loves you and you feel like he loves you, he might be trying to save up and be like, oh, not right now because my money ain't right. And so he might feel uncomfortable. But by you just saying, all right, I'm going to go ahead and propose, that might break that whole thing and be like, oh, okay, she's ready. She sees that. Let's go ahead and do it. So it might be a little bit of that too, where, the guy wants to do it, but he's just not feeling ready or whatever. So, I mean, we're beyond this whole guy has to do all of these things and push a relationship forward. It's not his choice all the time for everything. I think it is a joint choice, and just like her pushing it forward, or she should have the opportunity to push a relationship forward just like he does. That's so I'll stand on that.
It was interesting to hear you say, just like you say, women miss their opportunity because they won't shoot their shot. The reason why I've read a lot of women don't shoot their shot is because they say, well, I tried it and I got turned down. Oh, welcome to our world. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, you're supposed to man up and just accept that's part of being a man. Right. So I agree with you, Razi. Especially at the beginning, it is hypocritical, super hypocritical. And you can't pick and choose, the things that benefit you and then reject the things that you don't agree with. And so, I can go all day on what those things are, but for this to truly work, the dynamics have to shift. We have to re-examine the male and female relationship as we know it. It's hard to work if you expect him still to be the leader of the household and he's not. And a lot of these women, the reason they wouldn't propose is in their mind, he is supposed to lead the house. It's if you can't lead me to us becoming a forever couple, then I'll wait. But it's like, maybe he won't be the leader of the house. Now, traditionally, that's how it works, but maybe you're better suited. Maybe you have an alpha personality and you're going to be the leader. But it's defined, and being the leader doesn't mean there's a lack of respect, but understanding the dynamics of your household and how your relationship works. So it's not a bad thing, and you see it as taboo because there's a lot of women that run the household, run the relationships. And now the last time he made a decision is when he proposed. We're so brainwashed on how things are supposed to be. So I think for a lot of women, it's not even, of course, they're judging the woman, but I think for them, it speaks more volumes about that man. They're more so critical of that man. Like, why haven't you stepped up and proposed? Why haven't you done, like Byron was saying, save up and stuff like that? And maybe he's in the process. Maybe he's indecisive. Maybe, we're not taught to deal with our feelings and notice a good thing when it happens. A lot of times we need to re-examine those things. I think one of the biggest challenges of our generation when it comes to dating is we're stuck in the middle where we're still trying to hold on to these old school values, but adapt to new school methodology. Like we're really trying to men should pay all the bills and he should do this, and this, but you want to go out and work and you want to do, which women, I'm with women working, but you want to do all this other stuff, but you still want him to pay the bills. You're not keeping the house the way the traditionalists were. You're not managing the house the same way, but you want him to still hold up to that. You're not submitting as we've seen these women, this traditional women submit, you want to have just as much voice. You want to be a partner. The whole Dwayne Wade thing, that was backlash. Because that made me think of that. That was the first thing that came to my mind when you asked the question, Byron, was Dwayne Wade is getting a lot of backlash from men because he said he doesn't lead his household. He sees his wife as a partner. And, I told you he wasn't a real man. Gabrielle's wearing the pants in the family. It's like, no, I mean, he's just saying, hey, my wife is my equal. You know, that's how I took it. My wife is my equal. And we're trying to plan this out together. Now, she might default to me on certain things, and sometimes I have to default to her. But, you know, and I think that's how my household runs. But at the same time, I'm the leader of my household because at the end of the day, when a decision has to be made, the tough decisions, it falls on me because my wife has gifted me with that. She has gifted me with the responsibility and the faith in me to do those things. So I know I kind of got away from your question, but it's like, we have to re-examine how this works. Like you got these old school one size fit all ideas of relationships. Like a man is supposed to propose, he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that, he's supposed to spend this amount of money, all that stuff. And it's like, that don't work. Nothing about our relationship and our dating world is how it was 50 years ago. But you still want to keep all this basic bullshit. For one, that does not seem to work. We wonder why 50% of marriages end in divorce. It's like because we're trying to replicate some shit that's outdated. I don't know if it starts with women proposing to men. I'm not saying that's the best idea, especially in the world we live in now, until we adjust. But doing the shit we've done in the past hasn't helped. You know, all the shit we say that's not supposed to happen, not paying for dates, not doing it. Niggas been paying for your date since the 90s. That has not worked. You know?
Yeah. Take a guy out that you want.
Yeah. Go half on. Like just whatever it is, try something different and you might get a different result.
As usual, man, I like both answers. I do know if anybody, the jewelry companies will be happy if this becomes normal, because then they get to make an engagement ring for men as well as the wedding band for men. So you'll see men rocking the two rings now like the women do.
No. I didn't even think about that. I'm not wearing no flashy.
So, but it's definitely, I'd be lying if I say it doesn't seem a little weird to me.
It does seem weird.
But that's because it's something that we're not used to. But I can see it becoming the normal if women begin to subscribe to it. I do wonder how I would feel though as a man if Tabitha had to propose to me, because like, do you put your hands on you? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
You go right down and cry.
Well, that's the thing. Like we don't dream about that like that. So it's not like if they are proposed, we be like, oh, okay, cool. It's like them asking us to like, yeah, hey, you want macaroni and cheese for dinner tonight? We're like, oh, all right, cool. So, I guess.
So we're not gonna like immediately call our parents and friends and like.
No, I think the average guy would be caught off guard. Like, whoa, hold on.
Which is why I think a lot of those pictures that we see are staged anyway.
Yeah,
because you see the guys like reacting like a female would, where they're doing the like hands up and like covering their mouth and face and stuff like that. Like a lot of them do that. I think they're staged to make fun of it.
All these proposals are staged now. Yeah. Like, all right, run that back. Even the male to female, like it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
I don't think
unless you do it like me and Jenica called you a jerk in France in front of everybody, like so.
Yeah, it's gonna catch you off guard. You can like, so Byron, we've been dating for the last 6 years, and you know how I feel about you. And you can look you got right now, like, where the f is this going? This not about to propose to me. Oh, she about to propose to me. Oh, she's about to say, oh, here we go. I mean, we have been in this 6 years. I love her. You gotta fuck it.
That's hilarious to me.
You still thinking about it? She already proposed.
Man.
What's your answer? Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
But I have never seen women universally and vehemently that's the one no. They want no parts of that equality.
But I think Razi hit on a good point. I think because, and I've never been a woman, but I think these are things that they dream of like the proposal and the marriage and the wedding and, all those things.
That's true.
And we kind of like, marriage for us, for most guys, is almost like, okay, let's do it. Like it's
yeah. All right, let's hang up the boots, and that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, let's do it. You think about everything leading up to marriage.
Yeah, but I will tell you, ladies, like we make fun of that about shooting your shot, but truthfully, shoot your shot, because I always say Jenica chose me. Like Jen chose me. Like she reached out to me first on some friendship, just checking on me, but it was like that's how it ended up like progressing, and so there was no like shot, I guess. But at the same time, if she had never reached out to me, checking on me, it never would have went anywhere. Like we wouldn't have had the relationship that we had based on that. So shoot your shot, jump in the DMs.
Yeah. Yes.
And drive that.
Verbally shoot your shot. Because some women think if they look at you for 3 seconds that we supposed to know that that's them shooting their shot.
Oh, no, but
yeah. But then when we assume like, oh, she checking on me, so she wants me, and then like we're assholes because we assume that that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like we don't know.
Yeah, and worst that can happen is he's going to say no, or he's just going to try to smash because you shot your shot. That is also a possibility. Just want you to know. Yeah, just being honest. But ladies, I mean, but
a lot of times when he shoots his shot, he's just trying to smash. So it really doesn't really matter much anyway.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm not encouraging women to go out and propose, because I still think we have a long way to go as far as the dynamics of our society and relationships. But it's not the end of the world. I just want you to be more open. My main goal is to say, be more open-minded to the possibilities of where you stand in a relationship and what you can or can't do. Like, be comfortable taking the lead, be comfortable doing whatever, and define what works in your relationship. Talk about those things. Don't be the leader and do all this stuff and then not want to pay bills unless you guys talk about it. So, all righty. Razi, close us out.
Cool. Let me see. All right. Yeah, I'll go with this one. So there's a brand new Hotepian theory out there that says that a woman can make herself a single mother. And why would she do that to herself? And so I want to ask you guys.
Is that from the Book of Michael?
Yes, it is from the Book of Michael.
Oh man.
But I really do seriously want to ask you guys, do you feel like people can choose to be a single parent? Like, can they make themselves a single parent?
So what Hoteps are saying is that ultimately having a baby is solely a woman's choice, and that they're painting the scenario. If you get pregnant with a guy and once you tell him you're pregnant, they roll out, then it's up to you on whether or not you want to have that baby, because you can get an abortion. And if you choose to have that baby, then you are accepting the fact that you're going to be a single parent, because that guy has already shown that he's not going to be in that child's life, and that's not what he wants. So that's their little theory. But
also on that, though, they're saying that if y'all separate and you don't make a hard enough effort to keep the guy in the life, basically acquiescing to whatever he wants, then you become a single mother because you don't let the guy in there. Because they're saying a lot of times women keep the kids from the fathers, and so they become single parents they choose to become a single parent because they won't let the father in the life.
Yeah, so I don't know how often women I do know that exists, that there are women that keep their child away from the father. And I know women push back and say, well, you don't know why she's keeping away. Maybe he's toxic. Maybe he's this. I'm just saying that I do know that there are some cases where they feel like their get back is to punish him from not seeing his child. However the case may be, I don't think it's a good narrative to push for Hoteps or for anyone, because at the end of the day, it takes two to make a child. And I would like to think overwhelmingly, for the most part, there aren't any women that want to be single parents. Now they may, I guess, quote, choose to, because whatever that father is or isn't providing, they may choose that they're better off without them in the picture. But I don't think going into it, I don't think women grow up wanting, like we just talked about, women grow up wanting to be married and have a wedding and stuff. Actually, I think most women want a wedding more than they do marriage. But we can say that for another episode. But I don't think women grow up wanting to be a single mom. Can they do it, and has it been done? Yes, but it's not an ideal situation. I don't think that's something they want. Now, circumstances may occur. Actions may happen to where, like I say, they decide that that's the best course for them. But it's so many different variables on why someone winds up being a single parent that I don't think pushing that narrative that, you choose to be single and, you should work harder to get that man back. I mean, I can't co-sign that unless I hear some better, more compelling arguments on it.
So what is your definition of a single parent?
Me? A dad that's not actively being a parent in the child's life. Like, and not contributing financially as well. Because I think you need both. I don't think you can be a guy, a parent that sends money. Hey, I send my money. I pay my child support on time, but you never spend any time with that child, anything like that. Because, I mean, we're all parents. You need a break from kids sometime. You know what I mean? So I think both have to be present in order for you to be considered an involved parent.
So do you think there's, first of all, let me start with this. I agree. I don't think any woman just is like, I'm going to be a single mother. Like when she's 6 years old, I can't wait to have a little kid so I can be a single mother, stuff like that. But do you think that are men out there that meet all those criteria and the woman is still saying that she's a single mother?
So are you asking, like, women are pretty much saying that if they're not married, then they're a single mom?
I asked you, so maybe to a certain extent, I asked your definition of single parent, and you told me, like, if he's financially and involved in a kid's life, he's a parent. Yes, but then there's women still saying that I'm a single parent.
Yeah. I'll give you an example.
Disagree with
Allison was a single parent. She was a single parent. By my definition, she was a single parent because she was in Mobile, and 90% of the time she had to do for Haley by herself. Yes, I supported financially. Yes, I got Haley and I was involved in life, but I was 3.5 hours away. Like, I didn't get her every weekend. It wasn't a week on, week off type situation. It was literally, she had to have her and I got her when, we can work it out to either exchange her or I come down there and stuff like that. So yes, I was an involved parent, but at the same time, Allison was a single parent. Like, and hats off to her. She did a great job, raised her, did what she had to do. Kudos. But she was a single parent in that, even though I was an involved parent. So I think that's another part that I didn't want. I was holding it for until I answered. So I'll push it back to you.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think we link single parent in this big pool. Like, if a woman is not with a man, she's a single parent, and there's many scenarios with it. I think most people would like to raise their kids together in a household, loving household, and all this stuff. But there are scenarios where, Razi he did what he could for his daughter financially and all this stuff. But because of the geographical situation, she still was a single. She had to do 90% of the things. Like, she had to be there. Like, if she had to work late and still needed somebody to pick them up, Razi can't just pick up the kids from school. Like that, she had to make that happen. But I think there are people who have that father down the street. And he does those financial things. He does take the kids based off the court mandated, because a lot of times people want to stick by the court mandated. Like, he's doing everything that he legally is supposed to do, and legally for a lot of times can do, because as the what is the main parent, the custodial
primary
parent,
custodian.
the
Yeah.
custodial parent, they have more say on what can happen. And it's still, I'm a single parent. Now, I'm not saying he's a great father and stuff like that. And just because he, picks up the kids on the weekend, stuff like that. But I think there are situations where, and they might be rare, where, like you said, some people leverage the kids to get what they want. If you're not going to meet these needs, if you're not going to abide by these rules, if I want to put the kids in dance, I want to put the kids, like you need to split 50-50, like you're making these decisions that involve me financially. And because I don't agree to these financial decisions, you're mad at me and I can't see the kids and all this stuff. And I don't think women choose it, but I think there's some women who make their lifestyle with the kids or their interaction with the kids tougher than it has to be, because they have a idea of what they want, and if it doesn't fit within these walls, then I'm withholding the kids from you. There are a lot of deadbeat dads out there. I know. I've seen them. I grew up around them. I know these guys, and these single mothers did a great job. And no day, I'm pretty sure they did not want these guys to be who they were. And I think you mentioned earlier, Buff, like they have the choice not to have the kid, but a lot of times guys put on the front, like, I'm a great dude until the kids get here. I think I want a kid until I realize these little motherfuckers are haze. Or now you're like the fun and the love and the going out and the sex and stuff we used to have, the single part was fun. And now that you're a mom, you want to be a mom. Moms aren't sexy. My single girlfriend I can go to the club and get bottle service with, that was sexy. You're not sexy. And so guys bail. Women get the short end. I don't think every woman that has a child out of wedlock is like having kids with deadbeat guys that they could have made a decision like, well, Byron's a piece of shit, I cannot have this baby. Byron was great the first 2 years the baby was here. And then Byron left.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucked up situation. Women, you guys have the short end of the stick. But I do think there are some situations where both parents can try to do a better job to co-parent. And it'll never be 50-50. But, even if it's 70-30, women, you guys usually have to get the short end of the stick. And I don't mean raising your kids is the short end of the stick, but you get more of the primary duty. But let him embrace that 30%. Let him do that 30% fully without you hovering or dictating how that 30% should be. You let him parent, and even if that parenting isn't the way you want to, I've seen situations where the mother doesn't like the kids eating certain foods when they're with him, we don't eat pork. But daddy, I'm still, they're my kids too. We're going out for
ribs,
bacon,
some ribs,
yeah, bacon and eggs. Like, and that's an issue. It's like, let me parent too. Like, if you don't want to be a single parent, let me parent. Sometimes you got to let the parent. As long as they don't interfere with like the child's well-being or mess up your like routine, like they're taking them out of school and interfering with schoolwork. But let kids be kids,
Basically, it sounds like you kind of hinted at women shouldn't use the fact that they're the custodial parent. They shouldn't use that as a controlling mechanism for how you parent. And I always say a lot. I shouldn't say a lot of times, but there are some women that do that. That, hey, like you say, I have him on this type of diet. We don't eat this. So when he's with you, I appreciate it if he doesn't. And then you do. And so they say, well, you know what? Since you didn't do like I asked you to, don't worry about seeing them next weekend. So I just want to say that we need to always try to be adults. Anybody that's in that situation, try to be an adult. Don't use the kid for any type of bargaining chip whatsoever. because that's where shit gets fucked up.
Yeah, and I think and they're kids. Like, we are parents. If it doesn't hurt the kid, or definitely interfere with something that's like, I'm not just about to feed the kid chitlins and ribs and stuff all day. But if we go out and they get, well, we don't do fast food, but we're on the road and we stop and get McDonald's. It's not that big of a, let me parent, let that person parent. And I've seen that. I've seen where the parent is trying to parent the parent. It's like, this is our kid, but this is my kid. And you hear that a lot. This is my kid. Like, no, this is our kid. And I think sometimes we have to, because when you have that, and all these dads aren't that dad, sometimes women, you have to step up, because some of these guys need that. But when you have those guys that are trying to parent and trying to be there for their kids and trying to do that stuff, allow them to parent, because they might make mistakes, but unfortunately, so are you. And that kid's going to be okay. That kid is not going to end up being a serial killer because they ate bacon and eggs.
Yeah. I'll say this, though. You are actually making the case for the hoteps, Ferg, that some of these women are deciding to be single parents because they won't let the man help parent. They won't make a decision together. They say, it's my child and I make the calls and you have to follow my rules when they come with you. Instead of either having a conversation with that other parent and y'all coming to the conclusion about their diet and everything together, or, hey, when they're with you, that's fine if you have a certain diet, but when they're with me, they're going to have it. Like, that conversation needs to have, like Byron said, it needs to be a discussion had of how we're going to do this.
So do you disagree with the hoteps then? Because the thing about it, I feel like there's a little truth to most statements.
I disagree. I disagree with their blanket statements.
No.
Like Byron said about the narrative. Their narrative is totally off. But that's the issue. But yes, and that was going to be my answer is yes. Some women do decide to be single parents. My thing is, again, like Byron said, we don't know the situation around that, why they decided to be a single parent, but some women do. And I'm totally okay with that. That's my thing. So it's not that I disagree with the hoteps. It's that I don't care what they think, because I do think women can decide to be a single parent, because like, I always use my what is it about your what it is about your that makes that woman not want to be around you so much that she will be a single parent instead of letting you help her parent.
I get it. I get it.
Like, there has to be something there. Now, I mean, it might be that the female is overbearing and controlling, and that may be a little bit of it, but more than likely, 80-90% of the time, it's something about that dude that's causing her
I'm gonna
be that single parent. To choose to be that single parent in those situations where she is actually choosing.
I don't think it's choosing.
I was gonna say, we shared the post where a woman said if the father doesn't have 2 bedrooms, she's not sending her child over there. Mm-hmm. And we saw the divided opinions on that, because some women was like, that's true. You should put your child first and make sure you get 2. I'm like, well, what if that's all he can afford after he pays child support? Now, I do think he should give the child the bed, but I mean.
But the thing about it is, until it becomes an issue for that child.
Yeah.
Or it's like we have an active plan to do this. For me, I'm not going to say women decide. I think a lot of our women and men do not know how to actively co-parent, because in the past, it wasn't really an option. It was either you're together or there's women raising the kids by themselves, and we're just going down the line of. It's not necessarily that he's just trash. It's just like he doesn't know how to negotiate with her and compromise. She doesn't know how to negotiate with him and let him still be a parent. And so at the
it's the reason they're not together now, right?
Yeah, the reason they're not together now is the reason they can't co-parent.
Right.
Like they don't. And that's the thing. Like if we can't work dating, then it's hard for us to work as parents. Not saying that it's and I've never had to co-parent and stuff like that, but I think that's part of it. It's not like either one wants to do this. It's just like, I don't think we're properly trained. There's not enough good examples of how to co-parent. There's more There's more examples. I can speak for my family on single mothers and how to be a single mother than how to effectively co-parent. Because I think about my situation. My mom, I grew up, Kenny raised me as his own. I was with my mom. My biological father, I would go to Houston for maybe a month every summer, but I would never call him a co-parent. And I know him as a grown-up. He did not know how to effectively co-parent. He didn't know how to. He barely know how to be a parent. So trying to co-parent is a whole nother situation. But that's all she knew how to do. That's all they knew how to do. And so I've been in that situation. It's how many effective co-parents do you see? You see way more single mothers, single parents, and that's the norm. And until we change that, it's going to be a lot of single mothers out here, unfortunately, whether they choose it or not, because we don't know how to do it better. We don't know how to make it work. Damn, we got a lot of growing. What's up, fellas? Let's get out of here, man.
I'll just end it with this. We just came up, as we record this Friday, what is it, May 28th? So we just had the 1 year anniversary of the murder of George Floyd that we all saw this past week. And just take your memories back to that time last year when everybody was supporting, Black Lives, and we had all these corporations saying they were donating money to, causes and things like that, and they were going to be hiring more diverse employees, and we all came together. We saw the worldwide protest, and a year later, we're back to the same shit. All that money those companies pledged, most of it hasn't gone anywhere. I think don't quote me on the numbers. I think less than 3% of it has actually been of the pledged money has been spent to that. We haven't seen any changes in people of color or minorities being hired, and all the poll numbers are going in the wrong direction again. So at one time, Black Lives Matter had a favorable outlook on people in this country. It's going back down. We're back to white people not believing that Black people are treated unfairly by the police. We're back to more white people not believing in racism and systemic racism, especially. So it's just back to normal. And I can't say that I'm surprised, but, it's just, all it took was less than a year later and we're just back to normal.
Well, the country's back open. That's why.
The country's back open and it's out of sight, out of mind. The further we got further away from George Floyd too, and they found Chauvin guilty. So it's like, oh, okay. So we had this one racist thing. America took care of it. Our justice system works. So we're back to being the greatest nation in the world again. So I just wanted to point that out, man, and just say that while it's not surprising, it's disheartening. And shout out to Ani, who reminded me that, hey, it's business as usual. The same thing that the hippies did to the Black Panthers when they supported their cause and then they didn't anymore. Or the Christians that marched with Martin Luther King and then they didn't anymore. It's just how this country does. They're with us when four girls are bombed in a Birmingham church. They're with us, when the most egregious thing happens that the whole country witnesses. And then as time moves on, it's like, okay, everything's fine. You niggas can stop complaining. So,
and just a real quick, did you guys watch that video with Ronald Green?
With who?
Did you guys see the video with Ronald Green in Louisiana?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
I couldn't even watch it. I watched maybe 2 seconds of it, and it was just his look of fear and just if you thought George Floyd looked bad, you could see this guy. It was just.
I was gonna say one more thing. I want you to finish that thought, but the 100th anniversary of Tulsa is coming up this weekend as well. So, make sure your kids know about that. It's something that we don't learn. I know I didn't learn it in school, so it's something that is not really taught in schools. And also make plans for Juneteenth. We make plans for, I guess I'll sound like a hotel for a second. We make plans for, Memorial Day and Labor Day, 4th of July. let's start including Juneteenth in that. Let's make and it's on a Saturday this year. So you have no excuse. It's on a Saturday. Have your cookout.
Well, we do it big in Houston.
Yeah, well, that's what's up right there. So but finish that thought, bro. I wanted to get that in there.
No, just with Ronald Green. I mean, it was just egregious just to see that this police cover up where they said this guy died in a car crash, and the police had footage of this guy alive and pretty much being tortured after the crash. They didn't release it.
I read about it. I didn't watch the video on purpose.
We'll talk about that a whole nother show, but like it's just crazy that this is still going on and the people are able to get away with it. It's like you hold they didn't have anything to say until the footage was released. And this is in Louisiana. Razi, what you got for us, man?
Just talking about Juneteenth and everything for the foodies out there. There's a really good documentary on Netflix called High on the Hog right now. And so it's just a food writer from Essence Magazine goes back and tracks kind of how food from the African diaspora came over from Africa and what is happening to it here in America. So it's a really, really cool thing to see how like okra and jollof rice and all those things that came from Africa over to America and how it got ingrained into the American culture. So, just a really good little mini series on that. And while I'm talking about documentaries, the Explained collection on Netflix is just awesome. If you just want general knowledge on stuff, you guys know I was watching the Money Explained. I talked about that one. They've got a coronavirus explained one. They've got a bunch of just random ones that you can look at. So that Explained collection, if you want to spend 8-9 hours, because they're about 30 minutes a piece, 45 minutes a piece. There's a lot of good information in there. So just check those out if you just are looking for something to kind of stimulate your brain while still vegging out a little bit.
Well, I need something to stimulate my brain because I'm entering a depression, fellas. Last night I caught up on This Is Us.
Oh man,
I don't know what to believe in anymore, dog. I try to believe in love.
No spoilers, please.
And I'm just saying that I try to believe in love. I'm just hoping.
I think love perseveres. It has to be something else that happened. Love perseveres in this.
The writers have a great way of misdirection. So I'm hoping that this is a great pump fake. If not, then God help us. But they're down to the last season. So this week was the season finale, and they have one season left. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like I'm losing a good friend, a family member. I don't know, man. I feel like I grew up with the Pearsons. I want to see the kids do their thing. By kids, I mean Randall's kids. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be another show that replaces that gets the that's something that family can sit down and watch, and that people can, like, all ethnic groups and ages can sit there and talk about all backgrounds. Hopefully they have some spinoffs. I can follow Randall and his family. Because they're definitely my favorite, and Beth, God bless her. Byron, you got to hurry up and catch up, man. So, because you're going to be very distraught when you see it.
Yeah, I'm probably about to watch it right now after we get off.
All right, fellas. That's all we got. Anything else, man?
That's it, man.
So I guess when this show, we won't have another show before your birthday, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Happy 40th, Razi. Welcome to the old man club, bruh.
Appreciate it. I'm the last one of the brothers.
You got anything planned?
Yeah.
Nah. My line brother say he's gonna kidnap me. I don't know where we going. I don't know what we doing. So
okay.
We'll see.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
That's what's up, bro. Get drunk.
Welcome to the 40th club, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, enjoy your birthday, man. I know we'll talk to you before then, but enjoy it. Everybody wish Razi a happy birthday. You can send a Cash App too. since you're a thought now, bro.
I am a thought. I'm gonna put it up. Yeah. What is the $? Of Razi Old Man Corolla?
Yeah, that's what y'all
easy.
do now. You have a birthday photo shoot and stuff? Damn.
Nah.
I don't know, bro. You know, you have adopted all the thoughtness. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go live and stick my tongue out a whole lot on Friday night. So
40 and fine and all that shit.
yeah.
40s and new 30. Oh, well, I can't wait to see your hashtags. That's gonna be hilarious, bro. But no, man, I hope you enjoy yourself, man. We're there with you in spirit, man. Welcome to the 40 Club. Love you, bro. Enjoy your birthday. 3 brothers, no sense. Listen, like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, listen again. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Talk to you next week.